This is going to be the final nail in the coffin when it comes to Fake Jake. Even his own subscribers are going to be questioning him. I have zero doubt about it after this presentation is concluded. The fake flat earther and the fake simulation pusher as well. This is going to be a 2-for-1 video. And for those that have not seen it already, my previous video on Fake Jake, I prove the circling sun without a shadow of a doubt and completely debunk Fake Jake in this notion that he stole from a glober that the sun sets towards Antarctica. If you haven't seen the video, watch the full presentation for more details. But let's get to this complete garbage nonsense from Fake Jake and his atrocious attempt to debunk my video proving the circling sun on God's created flat earth, the AE map. Let's get right to it with this complete imbecile once again, who's either a complete idiot or an agent. Either way, he is a piece of garbage. Let's get right to it.
So let me ask you guys this question I asked earlier. Let me ask again. How many of you guys have seen the sun shrink into a tiny little dot with your own eyes? Not in a YouTube video. With your own eyes. How many of you guys have seen the sun get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it's like a little pinprick of nothing? Be honest. With your own eyes. Not a YouTube video. What you have seen. I personally have never seen any examples of that ever. Every time I've ever seen the sun with my own two eyes setting, it gets a little bit bigger as it hits the horizon, and it never ever once has ever shrank into a dot ever in my life.
That's because you're a complete imbecile that doesn't understand the most basic fundamental things about the flat earth model. Let's get right to it. With the video footage I showed from my previous video with the sunset in Africa, where obviously you see the sun going towards the horizon and shrinking, getting smaller as it goes towards the horizon. This is obvious. And imbecile Fake Jake doesn't understand what is taking place here because he lives in California and obviously off the coast here, not like South America, not like Africa, where the sun physically goes over these parts of the world, as you see here. And in California, you don't have the sun go directly over, and obviously the sun goes towards the horizon. Like I mentioned in my previous video, it circles around. So again, Fake Jake doesn't understand the sun moving laterally from left to right is not going to shrink. He's either very dumb or a shill not to understand this. This is complete common sense that he lacks. Once again, showing in Africa how it works. Cannot compare apples and oranges, obviously, when it comes to the sunset on the flat earth, depending on the location. Again, this is so basic, so fundamental, and so simple. And for him to ask any of his numbskull subscribers if they ever saw the sun shrink from the United States, obviously, it's not going to happen like I mentioned. Now, Fake Jake, like I showed earlier with this one screenshot from his thumbnail from one of his videos. This is, again, the final nail in the coffin when it comes to Fake Jake, where he's pushing the bogus simulation theory, and it's completely staged, fake, fabricated. And this is why I call him Fake Jake. And for someone to do this that is a so-called truther, it's definitely not a good look for a truther to tell lies and to fabricate things just like NASA does. As he supposedly exposes them, he's going to get exposed here. He's no different than NASA, the government, and all the fakery that they pull off. Let's get right to the video.
Hey, what's up guys? Jake here. And I recently went to Monterey last week for a little mini vacation. And I was pointing at the skyline and saying how beautiful the day was and how crystal clear it was and how there hadn't been any spraying at all. And just as I mentioned a key word, which you'll see in the video clip, a plane came out of nowhere and flew.
Now look at Jake. What is he looking at? He's looking up at the sky at an airplane. He claims it surprised him flying over his head. But you see here, he's clearly looking at it. He's staging this 100% without a shadow of a doubt. Let's continue on. It's all going to make sense with Fake Jake staging a simulation at this beach in Monterey, California.
Right basically at my head and entered my shot as if I was Truman in the Truman Show in that exact moment. Now, people can say, oh, it's just a coincidence, but let's analyze this video. Proof of a simulation. Let's watch. Absolutely gorgeous, crystal clear. Ooh, you can see all the way across the bay. All the way across. Now, not one single chemtrail in the sky. Look at that. Whoa.
The fake exasperation, like he's surprised or stunned that there's a plane flying over his head. Like I said earlier, you see him looking at the sky. You see him looking right at it. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's staging this to push the nonsense garbage simulation theory. What a complete embarrassment. What a complete joke. When his subscribers see this and they watch this video, they're going to question him too. How can you trust this individual that's staging and faking things just like NASA does? He's no different. It's the pot calling the kettle black when he's, quote, exposing NASA, and he's completely bust here. Let's continue on.
Thought he was gonna drop like a B-52 bomb on my head or something. Whatever that means. Was not expecting that.
What a complete fraud. Not expecting that. You look right at the plane. You saw the plane. You're looking right at it here. Not expecting that. How insulting. If you're one of his followers and you're dumping money into his super chats, you got to feel pretty dumb right now and feel had, and you should ask for your money back. And let's continue on with this staged nonsense with Fake Jake. All right, guys. Let me tell you what trips me out about this video the most. There were no trails in the sky that day in Monterey. It was absolutely beautiful. The sky was crystal clear and blue, and I was making a comment about how beautiful and crystal clear it was and the fact that there were no chemtrails. And the second I said the word chemtrail, a plane flies right at my head in the picture, clear as day, basically interrupting my video with a big loud plane noise. And he says plane noise. That sounds like a 5-year-old describing the sound of jet engines. What a complete imbecile this guy is. What a complete fraud. What a complete liar. And this guy obviously has no shame in his game. Again, what a complete insult. So Fake Jake claiming to be a truther, exposing the NFL, exposing NASA. He's no different than them. He's a fake himself. What a complete imbecile. 100% busted. Definitely this is the final nail in the coffin when it comes to Fake Jake.
That piece of shit up there, I never liked him. I never trusted him.
Another one bites the dust.
John, chapter 9, verse 25. Whereas once I was blind, now I can see. Now I